Be gone, accursed thing! Oh, you're not a blood fiend. Please, whoever you are, help us. Help the spirits of Crest Shade. They tore our spirits from our living flesh. Rizal Jul unleashed a blood curse upon the town, turned some townsfolk into ravenous blood fiends. But that wasn't enough for him. He used magic and our living flesh to create an abomination. A part of me still lives within the creature. You must slay this abomination. As long as it lives, our spirits are trapped in this town. They keep the creature in the chapel crypt. I think they're feeding it, making it stronger. Soon, I fear, they will set it loose upon all of Rivenspire. Find the spirits of Tharlas and John. We can use our connection to the creature to lure it from the chapel crypt so you can kill it. We'll also need personal items to focus our energy through. My badge of office should work nicely. It should be in the tower where I worked. We made our stand in that tower, but we were overrun. I can still hear Riza Jul laughing as they dragged me away. That lizard's laugh haunts me. I don't know. Days before, tremors shook the town, and then it was as though half the mountain fell upon us. When the dust cleared, we were set upon by vampires and that damn blood curse. I was able to get some people away, praise Arche. Sadly, no. Those of us stuck in this half-life, tied to the abomination, can sense each other. But the rest of the town was turned into those poor feral beasts. The ones who escaped or found true death, those are the lucky ones. Perhaps it is simply our ties to this town. Or perhaps in our last hours, we found the strength to resist Rizal Jul and his minions. Scholar John's spirit may still be near his home, where he taught our children with patience and humor. Mage Tharlas' spirit may be at the inn. Bless her heart. She held off a horde of vampires to give a few people time to flee. Where's my son? Help me, please! I need to find my son!
I'm so frightened.
So cold. I can't imagine a worse fate than to be trapped here. Waiting, watching, feeling. That's the worst. I can feel my flesh. It craves destruction. It craves blood. The mayor is a good woman. Her spirit is strong. She has a good idea to use our spirits to draw out the creature. Our flesh remains alive while the abomination lives. Through this connection, we can call it to us. What's most important to an old scholar like me? My mind, I suppose. The blood fiends tore my body apart after using some of my flesh to create their abomination. My skull was tossed aside. It's got to be somewhere in the graveyard. anyone hear me? What's happening? My blood boils, yet I feel no pain. Somebody, help me.
RK, forgive me. When I realized what they were doing to us, I tried to throw myself from this tower. From such desperation, I found the anger and strength to resist this torment. We must slay the flesh abomination. We can do this, together.
That's old Death and Halday's skull. As fine a man as ever lived. But he's no scholar. That one is definitely mine. I can feel it. We will pour every iota of our strength into those items. Take them to the crypts beneath the ruined chapel.
I don't know who I really am anymore. Part of me is still alive in agony. Part of that abomination. If Rizzle Jewel were in front of me right now, I swear my hate alone would tear that lizard to shreds. Of course. She's smart, our mayor. She knows we can focus our energy through personal items. Look for my staff at the small bridge nearby. We mounted a defense there, bought the mayor's husband the time he needed to get the refugees away. Receiving that staff was the greatest moment of my life. I'm a Red Guard. Magic doesn't come easily to my people, but I was drawn to it. I left Alikir and studied for years to earn that staff. I can focus all that I am and all that I was through it. And vampires here to buy time for our people to escape. Fear and anger made me strong. We'll finish together, my friends. Focus your energy.
It's working. I can feel that thing. It's coming. Get ready. Praise the Eight in all their glory. You did it! I felt every blow as if you were hitting me, but the creature's death has put an end to the pain. Praise the Eight that our tormented flesh has been put to rest. Yes, I do believe we can pass on. Yet I must ask you to perform one more favor, if you would. These items still radiate with power from this odd ritual. Would you bury them for us? Then our spirits can truly be free. I am most grateful for this kindness. Take the items to the far end of the graveyard. There you should be able to find a suitable space to bury our effects in hallowed ground. I will meet you there. We did well, stranger. I am thankful that the threat posed by that creature ended here.
I think we're done here. I'm eager to see what waits beyond this mortal life. Farewell. Your kindness will be remembered.
We saved some of the townsfolk and the abomination was destroyed. I am at peace with what we were able to accomplish here. Thank you.
I grieve for those we lost, but I'm happy we were able to foil Rizal Jul's plan. I feel a measure of peace. I did as much as I could to help my town and the people of Rivenspire. Rizal Jul was empowering that abomination, making it stronger. We would not have been able to stop it without your help. I am grateful. We were in pain. Your kindness saved us from a tormented existence. I sent my husband to Camp Tamrith. If you happen to meet him, tell him what happened here. Tell him not to return. Let Crest Shade be forgotten.
All right, the Countess has given us our orders. Let's head west and see if there's any truth to those disturbing rumors.
Need something to ride?
What next? You sent the guard west to chase a rumor? We need those troops to protect Shornhelm.
Only some of them, Baron. My father would have done the same. Captain Genevieve will discover the truth and report back.
Countess, Baron, please. We must remain focused. As long as Montclair controls the upper city, the whole region remains at risk.
How can we trust you, Count Ravenwatch? Your friendship with Montclair is well known. What did you offer those captains to betray us?
I care for the Count even less than you, Baron, but he hasn't done anything to warrant such accusations. Yet.
We must end this debate and take action. Make an example of the two traitors and retake the upper city. How can the two of you not see that?
I do not disagree, Baron, but we need to proceed with caution. There is more to this situation than meets the eye. I know I make you both nervous. Perhaps we should continue this after our blood has cooled?
Mind your tempers, gentlemen. We have a visitor. Come forward, friend, and state your business.
Bah, you both try my patience. I can almost understand what drove Montclair to abandon our triumvirate.
I returned to Shornhelm after my father's death to find a city divided and our land in peril. Baron Dorell means well, but he'd rather rush forward than take a moment to examine the path ahead. But what brings you to Rivenspire, friend? Of course, the light provides as always. Baron Montclair is changed. We need to find out what has driven him to this perilous course of action. A letter? A journal? We need something to give us more insight into why he has betrayed us. Two Shornhelm Guard officers. They defected to Montclair's side and helped him take over the upper city. Look for Orlazog Grayarzal and Juberik Gain. Perhaps you can deal with these traitors and discover Montclair's motivations. Baron Dorell can tell you more. Ambitious? I suppose he was no more or less so than any house noble. My father never liked the man, though. But to change so drastically, to put innocent people in harm's way, I pray for the wisdom to understand our foe. I suppose he hopes we will surrender and agree to his terms, but that's not going to happen. Neither House Tamrith nor House Dorell will give in to such outrageous demands. And I know the High King won't allow such treachery to go unpunished. The Baron sees me as a child, and I find him to be a pompous ass. Light grant me patience. I know that he wants to appear strong, in control, but we need to peer into the shadows and determine what has led to Montclair's bold actions. House Ravenwatch is an old Rivenspire family. As for Verandis, I do not like the man. Be that as it may, and despite his long friendship with Montclair, the Count seems genuine in his willingness to help. He cares deeply about our people.
blowhard Doro sentenced it. Or was it sweet?
Hey, you there! A little help here. Damn Montclair bastards caught me snooping around.
If you unlock this cage, I'll be your best friend for life. I needed some quiet time. What do you think I'm doing in here? I went and got myself captured. I'm one of the Shornhelm Guard. Look, let me out of this cell, and I can help you.
Appreciate the help. You're all right in my book. Now I need to report back to Baron Dorel.
Let me show you the power I've gained since joining House Montclair.
What news do you bring from the upper city? Have the traitors been dealt with? Damn! Montclair's Argonian is as crazy as an outhouse skeever. His soldiers kidnapped a few nobles, grabbed them in broad daylight. Probably hopes to use them as insurance against us. But he must realize that I never negotiate with terrorists. Then we have to act fast. Go to the Mews and free Lady Aureen Tamrith, Nethan Albergama, and Sir Estienne Gillen. If you can take out Rizal Jewel along the way, all the better. In the meantime, we'll mobilize the Shornhelm Guard and retake the upper city.
This Rizal Jewel seized nobles. Such brazen acts must not be tolerated, Baron.
Indeed. It is time to act, Countess. No more talk. No more debate.
How can we walk in the light if we leave innocent townsfolk to languish? Wait, are you agreeing with me?
Don't look so shocked, Isolde. It was bound to happen eventually. Our friend will go to the Mews to free the hostages and stop the reinforcements while we assault the upper city. A two-pronged approach.
Well, all right then. Baron, if you would, give the command and rally the Shornhelm Guard.
It will be my pleasure. It's time to show those Montclair cowards what it means to betray the people of Rivenspire.
One moment, friend. I may know something.
The fevered Mews. I haven't thought about that place since I was a child.
It's a ravine beyond the upper city. It's been sealed off for years. They used to send the ill and infirm there. Those afflicted with the plague, Khajiit fever, Argonian leprosy, things like that. But that was a long time ago. The ravine is riddled with small caves, as I recall. There's an even older section, an ancient ruin. If this Argonian is using a portal to bring reinforcements into the city, I suspect those ruins would make a proper staging ground. The fevered Mew. It's a ravine beyond the upper city. It's been sealed. The ravine is riddled.
Not so fast, my friend. You don't have to deal with this on your own.
father would send someone for me. He's the ambassador from Alakir. Did I mention that? Baron Montclair and his Argonian general Weaseljewel attacked the nobles of
That horrible Argonian, Weaseljewel, said he would turn me into a powerful creature. Why would I want that?
I prayed that I wouldn't be left to that lizard's torch. They poked and prodded me. I'm of House Tamrith. How dare they?
I'm surprised Baron Dorel didn't accompany you here. He's never been one to shy away from getting his hands bloody in defense of house and country. Shornhelm's stability affects all of Rivenspire. If Montclair and his allies take over the city, I fear all of Rivenspire would soon fall. And then they would look beyond our borders. He's always fancied himself the true heir to Rance's throne. I usually leave politics to the other nobles. I prefer to deal quietly with the more unusual problems. As for the why of things, call it an obligation, but now is not the time to discuss the past. I suspect that Weaseljewel is behind that stone door, along with his portal. We need to stop him from bringing through more reinforcements.
Time to deal with these fools. Kill them! Kill them all!
Feel the magic. There's a portal close by. We need to close it before we're overrun by more Montclair soldiers. I should be able to close the portal. It won't take me more than a few seconds. There. That should keep them out. Shornhelm will be safe now. I shall begin my research at once, try to determine where Weaseljewel has gone. In the meantime, you should seek out the High King. With the portal closed, we stopped Weaseljewel from sneaking more Montclair troops into the city. It is frustrating, though, that Weaseljewel slipped away. That Argonian is sly and cowardly. No, and that's what worries me. He must be tracked down and dealt with swiftly. Thanks to your efforts, though, Montclair's plan to take control of Shornhelm has been stopped. You should inform High King Emmerich and the other nobles. According to my sources, he was close before I entered the Mews. I have no doubt that the Shornhelm Guard has reclaimed the upper city. I assume Dorel, Tamrith, and the High King are even now in Shornhelm Castle. Give Emmerich my regards.
Help out a poor soul.
Here we have the savior of Shornhelm, I presume. You should know that Baron Dorel and Countess Tamrith have been quite generous in their praise of you. I trust you were able to close this portal Montclair was using to bring in reinforcements? I'm not surprised. Verandis and I go back many years. He has a habit of making people nervous, but I've been trying to reassure Baron Dorel and Countess Tamrith he is loyal to the people of Rivenspire. Did you also defeat this Rizal Jewel? Then I suppose we'll have to track him down, he and Montclair both. I fear Montclair's ambitions may be far greater than simply conquering all of Rivenspire. It's better we stop him now. Thanks to you, we have an excellent start here in Shornhelm, and I will devote my resources to fortifying the city as quickly as possible. We're secure here now, and we have to ensure it remains that way. Shornhelm may be secure, but reports from other parts of the kingdom suggest Montclair is stirring up trouble everywhere. Countess Tamrith and Baron Dorel will each take a detachment of the Shornhelm Guard and go investigate these reports. As you might have guessed, I'm thinking you are best suited for tracking down Rizal Jewel and making sure he doesn't go opening any more portals into Shornhelm. Did Verandis perhaps mention any suspicions of where this rat may have scurried off to? Then I suggest you join him. Knowing Verandis, he's returned to Ravenwatch Castle to study whatever evidence he may have found. You'll find it west of the city near the town of Crestshade. I'm counting on the two of you to stop Rizal Jewel, and soon. I should warn you. Ravenwatch Castle is as strange as the man who owns it. His family is very old and they have strange traditions. Don't worry, though. I have no doubt about the fact that he's on our side. You may rely on anything he says. Of course, I'm a veritable treasure trove of useless information and I love to share. I've known Count Ravenwatch since I was a boy. My father even sent me to study with him for a time. House Ravenwatch is one of the oldest noble houses of Rivenspire. Quite a legacy, and Verandis carries it well. Well, if you must know, he's part of the reason I'm wearing this crown. When I first proposed to form the Covenant, many people opposed me. Verandis, however, without any urging, supported my plans and helped sway opinions in my favor. I think he did it because he was tired of bloodshed, and he knew he could trust me to always work toward peace.
If I can end this conflict and restore it here, I will consider my debt to Verandis paid in full. As long as it takes. I knew that having the noble houses share the throne wouldn't last. I should have chosen one of them to rule years ago. To be honest, I feel I'm partly to blame for all of this, and it's my duty to be here and see it resolved. The last time I brought an army to Rivenspire, it was to put an end to Rancer's war. That isn't a memory I want to reawaken in this region. Besides, it will be better for all concerned if Rivenspire resolves its own problems.
What do you want?
It's not a good day to travel, but travel we must.
Well?
Hark, Wayfarer. Tuwaka smiles upon you this day, Wayfarer, for you are not caught in the calamity at the main docks. By any chance, do you have experience dealing with the dead? Surely it is fate or the mighty hand of Ruptka that has steered you to our shores then, Wayfarer. The great King Faharajad has need of the aid of those with knowledge such as yours. Please visit the throne of the king at the heart of the sun-drenched sentinel. Your audience would do him well in this time of great need.
Can't you see I'm busy?
Fair breezes unto you.
With all respect, Your Majesty, this proves our suspicions were well-founded. You should have heeded my father's warning.
It is not the place of the dishonored to correct a king, Ashaba. You are dismissed.
I meant no disrespect, Your Majesty, only that you know where to find us. I will take my leave.
Welcome to Sentinel, Wayfarer. If you've come about the docks, rest assured I already know. I regret that you visit during such times. But perhaps your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps the gods guided you here to help us fight the Withered Hand. Necromancers, practitioners of the most vile magic, and the bane of the Alakir Desert. It has been many years since we faced such a threat. I hope the rumors about this group, the Withered Hand, were untrue. But today's events prove otherwise. Several years ago, a diabolical necromancer named Satura led an army of undead against me. Satura was defeated, but the rumors suggest his sons have returned for revenge. They are calling themselves the Withered Hand. Undoubtedly, but I suspect the attack at the docks is merely a feint. Though cleaning up that mess should remain our first priority, I suspect the Withered Hand is planning something even worse. That is the challenge I now face. The people of the Alakir Desert, even those in Sentinel, are superstitious. They believe that striking the dead carries a terrible curse. For them, it is an act of dishonor. That is why I need you, Wayfarer. Then your visit is fortuitous indeed. My own son, Prince Azar, has been investigating the rumors about the Withered Hand. He is a bright young man, but he needs help. First, though, I would ask you to inform General Thoda of what has befallen. General Thoda is my chief military advisor. He is also a practical man who places security above superstition. He is resting at home after returning from abroad, but I need his counsel on how to proceed. General Thoda is a trusted advisor and a good friend. He has heard the rumors about the Withered Hand, and he can help us. Tell no one else, though. People remember Satura, and hearing his sons have returned could cause a panic. It's quite a tale, and I cannot do it justice now. But the battle against Satura was the most difficult of my life, both in military and political terms. It was the Ashaba who saved us. They had the thankless task of fighting the undead. The Ashaba. Where do I begin? They walk among us, but only in shadows. People believe they are cursed. They are dishonored warriors, bound by the sacred oath of their forefathers. They must fight the dead when called upon to do so. I have not called on them. I've even disregarded their warnings. You must understand, the common people despise them. To call on them again might cost me the crown. That is why I must rely on you, Wayfarer. Yes. The greatest threat the Alakir faced from the undead was in the First Era, when the Yokudan rulers were still establishing a foothold here. That was when the Ansei wards were created. They are our greatest hope, for no matter how great a threat the Withered Hand may pose, they cannot even compare to the necromancers of the First Era. The wards contain the spirits of 3 Ansei heroes who sacrificed themselves to protect us. They uphold the covenant with the Divines. As long as we consecrate the dead in the name of Tuaka, they cannot be raised by even the most powerful necromancy. Thus, the Withered Hand can only raise corpses that have not been consecrated. It is not an ancient Yokudan custom, but a tradition that developed in the desert. Human remains decay slowly here, and our people came to believe their ancestors' corpses were sacred. To harm one would draw the ancestors' curse. Of course, you see, the culture of the Alakir evolved around this ideal. Many of us today realize that exceptions must be made. But in my position, to ask my soldiers to strike down the dead would cause an outcry and possibly lead to rebellion.
So after 3 months of wasting time in Alkir and 3 long days at sea, I finally return home. My chair, my wine, my wife, all here. Please tell me you haven't come here to disturb me. No! You realize what this means. Not one moment of relaxation, not one. And damn it, I thought this talk about the withered hand was just rumor. Are you sure this is true? The Sentinel docks? The nerve. But it sounds like something those motherless dogs would do. I tell you, Wafa and Alasan might just be more dangerous than their father. Wafa and Alasan are the sons of that old bastard Satura. They're calling themselves the Withered Hand as a fear tactic. I knew them when they were boys. They're the same age as Prince Azar. Speaking of whom, we should inform him as well. Exactly. He knows more about this business than I do. That's for sure. If you'll go round up the prince, I'll have to find some way to explain to my wife why I'm leaving again. Then we can all meet at the palace. My guess is that he's with the girls at his seraglio by the north wall. I know what you're thinking, but it's not because the prince is some kind of ladies' man. The girls help him gather information. Perhaps he'll already know what's happened. My hope is that Prince Azar might have a lead on where Uwafa and Alasan have set up their headquarters, or better yet, what they're planning next. Regardless, these are things we should discuss at the palace. We all do. Satura was one of the king's viziers, kept his little hobby a secret. Then one day the king came to meet his viziers and found them all dead. The real surprise was when Satura ordered their corpses to attack. That's how it started. I tried to train them in swordplay. Wafa and Alasan along with Prince Azar. Those two had no interest, though. I would always catch them torturing insects and animals. The prince, he hated them. And they hated him right back.
I should have tried to stop them. I'm sorry. So sorry. What have I done? It was a nightmare. These savage men burst into the seraglio. They struck down the guards and even sweet little Rohiba. And then they took the prince. Please,
would you go after them? You have to. No, yet another way in which I failed. I should have followed them out into the street. I'm such a fool. Maybe someone else out there saw them. Maybe they can tell you which way those men took the prince.
Someone help! They took him!